Hello and welcome to Santa Monica. Sunny Santa Monica. It is sunny. It's been a few days of cold, but we are in the desert after all. And we're back, baby. I don't go to that pier enough, man. I've been to the beach once since I got here.
Wait,
just the one time.
Ever?
No, since I got here on this trip.
Okay, good.
Obviously not that.
Just 'cause, you know,
Scuba diving, like
It's early. It's okay. It's early. But yeah. It's kind of like being in London. You don't really appreciate all the things there when you live there because it's on your doorstep. So
it's the paradox of convenience.
yeah, we've been here so long now. It's been about half the year here in Santa Monica. Not complaining. It's bloody nice, especially because there's a Nike store exactly opposite. I've seen people with the garden chairs, the fishing chairs, sitting outside at night, overnight, waiting for the drops. Yeah, I'm respecting because we say Nike in the UK. But I can understand Nike. Or do you guys say Adidas?
Yes, we do.
But we say Adidas, and I say Adidas because it's German. Unless I'm, talking to someone in there, then I would say Adidas. But
yeah, because they'd probably be like,
to save embarrassment. Yeah, what's wrong with this guy? He's one of the crazy guys from outside. Anyway, we're back today. We've got normal clothes on. Although I did stream with the shirt that you gave me yesterday. People were loving it. People are requesting they want to buy it.
We're not at 400 yet.
We're gonna be at 400.
Yeah, I think we should go out and like get an outfit for the 400th celebration. Like we should just go shopping for each other. Like, I'll pick your outfit, you pick mine. Dan picks his own.
Wow.
We don't have enough people. The people can pick Dan. Send Dan pictures of apparel.
Wow.
Apparel. Sorry, Dan. That's not my fault anyway. I'm level 3 now on FACEIT. I've recovered to level 3. It's so weird because I'm much better than level 3, but I've been stuck at level 2 for so long that it is a cause for celebration. I was super tired last night because I haven't been sleeping properly because I've been playing too much CS. So
Sliggy had to carry
did some carrying yesterday.
Yeah, he carried you. You showed me a clip.
Yeah, he
won a sick clutch.
Can we play that clip here?
Oh my God, you're not going to do that to him.
No.
I think we should though.
We should. We could do it later on though.
I think we should definitely do that.
Yeah, no, he did some. He was putting in work yesterday. But yeah, he's been playing really well, man.
He's been playing super well.
He's peaking. Yeah, Eamon has as well. He's if you guys won't know so much who Eamon is, but he does our replays. He's a UK lad as well. Not as toxic as Connor though, but he's had some very nice Deagle clips recently. He got some Deagle aces.
He showed me. Yeah, that was
sick. He's been Deaging everyone.
Yeah, he like got a D-Gace, right?
Yeah.
One clip.
Yeah, really nice. So
very good.
yeah, level 3 now. So finally, my elo is back over 1,000, and there's more to come. We're going to keep climbing, man. We're going to keep climbing. Level 4 is next. It's only 150 elo from level to level, right? But it doesn't feel like that, man. When you're solo queuing, with plebs, it's like this. It's like this until you get to that 14 lost wins, that 14 lost
I like
streak.
how James blames solo queuing, but yet every day he talks about quad stacks, and he's just.
What are you talking about?
You just said your squad. You're not solo queuing.
No, but that's why my elo's going up. It's because I'm not solo queuing. When I am solo queuing, because the thing is, like, sometimes I always want to play.
Yeah.
These guys are like, let's go outside, let's go to the beach.
No, yeah, that's
let's go. I'm like, no, I'm playing CS. But then I have to play on my own.
See, that's the thing. When you live in California, you look outside and you're like, it's a lovely day to stay inside and play video games all day.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm living that life, baby. But enough about me. It is time to get into today's action. We have a semi-final for you. We have got a very interesting game, actually. Maybe surprising. We can perhaps look at the brackets and see exactly how we got to this semi-final. On the top half first, though, we had Trix 2-0ing 7, but then losing to Virtus Pro, who make their way to the final for this week. Espada lost to Virtus Pro earlier on, which is how they faced Trix in the first place. Heroic with an upset versus Big. Two teams, you might argue, who are in a period of transition. Heroic's results have been very up and down in the last few weeks, but they did 2-0 Big in this bracket, and now they will face AVANGAR, who had a rough start, versus Mix, who went 1-0 up, but find themselves in the semi-final today. This is our European semi-final. We will have a North American semi-final later on, which we will get to later, but for now, Heroic versus AVANGAR. AVANGAR having a hot streak, I think it's fair to say, at the moment.
They won Blast Moscow, right?
Yeah.
That was really sick. I don't think anyone expected that, even though they were in the major finals, right? Everyone thought they would go back downhill a little bit.
Yeah.
No, they're like riding that momentum through right now, and they're even winning online.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And that's what we want to see from AVANGAR, right?
I think many worried they'd be like a Furia story.
Yeah.
But the thing with the difference is that AVANGAR just kind of play. They don't have like a gimmick that you can kind of figure out. They don't have like timings that you can figure out. They just play some solid fundamentals. So
I mean, they said they've been boot camping for like 2 years, pretty much, right? Like living and dying by CS, and their players have turned down Navi offers. Like in the CIS region, that seems like unheard of, right? To like say no to Navi.
Yeah, but it's good that I think we've got to I think like 2 years ago, maybe it's like an automatic yes, but we got to a place where people understand the value of having a team stick together, and B, I mean, obviously going to Navi is going to make your life a lot easier in terms of money and so on. But there's long-term value that can be had outside of the very top brands in Counter-Strike now, because there's so much money in the scene, and that certainly helps and allows teams to be stable and stick together. And what's also good is that the teams are not just flogging players to make coin. You know, I mean, G2 have a great turnaround of that. They kind of solved the puzzle and just printing money.
Carlos is just he has that thing figured out.
He's printing money for sure. But outside of that. I like to see teams stay stable.
Stay stable, that works.
It's a hard week for me, man.
It's interesting.
Stable.
Because when I look at Jame and some of the performances we saw with the major and everything like that, obviously like the star of the team, the AWPer, everything's been built around him. I feel like he is a better AWPer than Guardian, in terms of what we've seen. But obviously FaZe, I really liked how Guardian put it. When the interview where he's like, we just wasted a year.
Yeah.
It just feels like a waste of a year.
He literally said what everyone was thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Just shocking to hear, it come from the mouth of one of the players.
Yeah.
But I love it. And imagine if Jane would have gone to Navi, I'd be like, that's sick. But I wonder if Guardian can catch up, because he's got to catch up now to the new generation of AWPing.
He's super good. I mean, Simple and Guardian double AWPing.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an issue.
So insane.
I think it's going to be sick.
It's going to be really cool, because he's going to have some fire in his eyes when he's playing with his team, I think. It's going to be some crazy hunger on that team.
I think some people look at it and they're thinking, oh, but he didn't really do a whole lot in FaZe. He's bad now. He's not bad now.
No.
It's you need to have the right team and have the freedom to do what you need to do and play as a unit. So we got a super fast veto here. Dust2, Inferno, and Vertigo. Yes, give me more Vertigo. Definitely. Lots of learning to be done there.
Okay.
Vertigo building as the decider. What do you think, Dan?
It's really hard, because part of me wants to actually lean towards Heroic, just because I feel like AVANGAR haven't, off the back of those performances, sure, they've been great on LAN. I feel like they haven't been quite Heroic as imperious online. And
didn't Heroic 16-0 them?
Heroic surprised me significantly recently. I had no idea they would look so good on an app like Nuke after just basically, it's a completely new team effectively.
Yeah, when we watched them against Big, that was really, really impressive.
They played really good CS.
Yeah, all 5 of their players showed up. I'm still going, I'm going to go...
I'm going AVANGAR, which means
I didn't pick Heroic, but I guess I was... Because I'm committed now.
I mean, Cadian was...
God, you're such a doormat, aren't you?
Cadian sent me that DM about Vertigo, saying, like, watch out for that Molotov.
Yeah.
I think they're, like, prepped on Vertigo. I don't think they can win Dust 2.
That's the problem,
Yeah, I don't think they can win Dust 2, but it's, like, it's all on Inferno. Like, do I think AVANGAR wins the series 2-0?
You've got 3 seconds, Sean.
I'm going to go on Heroic.
Okay, I like this. All right, well, see, Connor's he's peaking in CSGO, and he's become more sensible now. So, he's going to go for the AVANGAR pick. I respect that. But it's time to see what the people think. Okay, there we go. Time to see what the people think now out there on the internets. It's interesting what kind of fan base Heroic will have. 26%, not too shabby. Again, they have to be... I mean, there's short-term results, sure, but they have to be an underdog going into this one. They have to be. With the results and consistency AVANGAR have at the moment.
Oh, my God. I was going to ask you what is AVANGAR's logo, but that's an A.
Yeah, in... the shadow
That's
of a
so
trident.
Sick. Yeah.
It's basically a trident, right? But
I knew it was a trident.
That's great design.
Yeah,
that's really good design,
really
isn't
cool.
it? Yeah, like the FedEx logo has a hidden arrow in it.
It's like the number 3 too. So like, base level 3. That's why you picked them.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right, let's get back on the servers immediately then.
Nice.
All right, and here we go. Pinnacle will have some very good odds. That's a solid favorite in AVANGAR there, 1.64 to the 2.29 of Heroic. It's all very reasonable. Often their odds are. Every now and then, though, I feel like they just press a crazy button and some wild things happen. But these are very reasonable odds. These are very sensible odds. I like them. So that's good. Thumbs up to Pinnacle over there. Now, it's time to get into it, man. Dust2. I think this is interesting because we know what to expect from AVANGAR by this point. I do like seeing them on Vertigo, though. As you might think that Heroic are doing things on Vertigo, but AVANGAR certainly are as well.
I mean, we saw them beat Renegades at the Major on Vertigo, and everyone said Renegades was the best team on, like, in practice on Vertigo, and they looked really good every other time we saw them. I don't know. I guess their control of A ramp was really good, right? They kept boosting Jame over that box by a forklift, and he would just slowly clear out everything. It's a little bit different than what we've seen when we've watched Vertigo, but
I'm interested to see, actually, to pay more attention to how they use Sanji on Vertigo of AVANGAR, because he's very adept with the MP9s and the Mac 10s and so on. But how you might utilize that, or if they have a different approach in that respect on Vertigo, would be quite interesting. But we will start on Dust 2, AVANGAR on the T side. No P250s for the team, that makes me sad. But Adren's got grenades at least, so he can try to help close the distance for these Glocks.
I actually think we should keep our eye out for Heroic trying to anti-strat AVANGAR, because AVANGAR are probably one of the Dust 2 teams that are the most formulaic.
I love this play, to hide in that smoke.
And just look at this. I haven't seen this for a while, but it is so good.
Oh my god, that's so good.
2 free frags.
They have no idea. They have no idea where they got shot from as well. They might think it's lower tunnel, but it might not really impact the rest of the round because the remainder of AVANGAR are in the long position, long without the bomb. And again, these are not favourable angles without the P250, but still Sanji will take down a player who is in the red. A minute 10, there is time for AVANGAR to recover this round. Don't think it's over just yet. Sanji's got himself a 1 versus 1. And Kika, he's got more to do. There goes one, and there goes another one. Just like that, it's a 2 versus 2. Very patient AVANGAR, very stable, very calm players in general.
Yeah, now it's going to get really interesting because it's all on Kika to finish this one off. He doesn't have too much stopping him from getting the... Actually, it's in the open, isn't it? Oh, actually, he can sneak that bomb, it seems.
They're in dark spot.
Well, there we go. Heroic will lock it down. It's actually kind of funny to me because Borup getting those 2 kills from that smoke, because AVANGAR, you characterize them to always throw the Xbox smoke, but like in the door hinge. And I think you wouldn't be able to do that if that smoke was there instead.
I feel like Kenny S is always hiding in that smoke.
Yeah, I was thinking
he gets
French
looked
players.
for. So I think like when you're playing against a team like that, they're spraying that, or they're spamming that smoke rather, because they expect someone to be there. But
Sanji with the rogue deagle.
Nice.
They're saving.
Sanji's a pistol god. He's an undercover pistol god actually. His aim is really, really sick. And you do see it around the A bomb site sometimes in clutch situations, because again, he takes the worst of it and delivers in terms of weaponry and so on, but he is a pistol god. I'm the biggest Sanji fan.
So when we watched 2 days, it was 2 days ago, right, where we saw Borup, he was the one with 3,400 damage in that game, right? That was the player that went off. So he's kind of picking up right where he left off. Because he was a player that's hiding that smoke, got the 2K.
I really do think we're going to see some anti-stratting from Heroic on their CT side.
Yeah.
I really, because
so.
If you've got a team with like Cadian and Snappy on it, these guys really pay attention to what teams are doing,
Oh, yes. Cadian. Oh, there's no smokes, though. He's waiting for the smokes. See, we know he's been shooting into the broadcast. Oh. There's the HE. It's a little late, but I really hope it does come when the smoke execute is here. He's in trouble. He knows that the flank is coming around the left, and he's isolated. And then there were 2. AVANGAR still alive with 5 players in a force buy versus Heroic with rifles who won the previous round. AVANGAR showing their strength for the moment, but they still need to defend. That is a very well-timed smoke, especially even in this situation with a bunch of players who are heavily tagged. Before that smoke goes down, I think there's a reasonable chance that Heroic could cut down a number of players. But now that just kills so much time and makes it desperate. They can't take their time to try and retake the site.
James, they just won this eco with 4 block, full ecos, and a Sanji Deagle. Just those 2 kills.
It's very impressive, isn't it?
That's insane.
I'm telling you, man.
On Dust 2, of all maps.
There's so much detail to watch with AVANGAR. I'm so mentally stimulated just watching them play and looking at the demos and so on.
That is kind of forgivable, dying there. But that's
I told you, man. I told you.
The timing of that was kind of crazy.
I'm physically stimulated after that, James.
I think you should leave, Sean. I think you should come back in an hour or so. Yeah, I love this team, honestly. I was so disappointed at the major with the few games they lost. Every time I picked them to win, they lost, basically.
Every time I picked them to lose, they won. So.
Yeah, it's quite the turnaround.
I do remember, though, before the playoffs started, Dan was like, AVANGAR can make a run. I was just like...
Yeah,
I was not a believer.
I think we're both big on the up-and-coming teams, but the teams which focus on team play as opposed to like an individual just having an outstanding performance.
We get to see them a lot more on these online cups than a lot of people do who just watch the tournaments. I think that gives us an edge sometimes with the up-and-coming teams.
Yeah, or our journey of discovery is a lot deeper than some of the bigger events where we know what to expect from them, where the surprise element is still there for a lot of people.
And there's lots to be said for actually seeing the games versus watching, like looking at the stats and like the scores, because obviously you don't know what happened in the game.
Yeah, but especially a team like this, their implementation of their players is very, very unique, which is why I was always going on about Sanji. What other team do you see a player being utilized like that and just delivering constantly? The only comparison really is like where you've got the weaker fragger IGL taking the worst weapons, but this gap in the smoke is a problem.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah, Nestag, he could jump and get another frag here. He wants to do it. You can see him leaning for it. Oh, Heroic not done just yet.
Game time.
Getting some revenge. Yeah, well, there are multiple Jame times. One of them is taking everybody out. He's got 6 seconds though, so I think it is Jame time. Sean. Oh, that's awkward.
Sliggy special.
Why are you doing this to him?
I don't know, man. It is.
Well, no one knows what you mean.
It is true. He's our greatest ally in the mixes, so
Dan's gonna make people fish to
annoy him.
Just getting them interested.
It was pretty fun.
Sliggy's been carrying us. I take it back. He's giving me evil looks.
Yeah, how does it feel? Like your one highlight where something goes wrong is what defines you.
Yeah, I know, right?
No one remembers the. I had a sick ace on Dust 2 with an AWP actually. I took out 3 people on the A-bomb side and jumped into CT spawn and got a collateral flick, almost 90 degrees. It was amazing. Anyway, Heroic have forced back and they stole that round from AVANGAR. It's not often you will see AVANGAR lose a round like that. Again, I mean, from close to the corner where you cross, you can do the CT smoke, but you still need to deal with the short the boost position. But it can be useful. Again, I made a video of one that was created by MSL, but I don't know that I've seen another team do it just yet.
Oh, that
should have been
looked on him.
Yeah, it should have been a hit. Swing and a miss. Snappy. It's got a reasonable angle. Some continuation spray just in case, and there's some support HEs. Love themselves some short control. Heroic being active. They know where Jame is. They know he's the only person who saved the weapon. He is the great danger. Sanji's been taken out as well, so the Deagle danger is somewhat limited. So it's a nice response from Heroic. And there should be a free kill. Oh, the timing. Has he been heard? He has been heard, but he has so much advantage now. AVANGAR getting cut down to pieces later on, and maybe Jame can survive here. Then again, maybe not. That push through the lower tunnels will ultimately cause him to lose his AWP, and there is that consecutive run for Heroic. Now it's eco time.
This is really interesting because I think Danish teams as well, especially with, like these players, you gotta watch out. Like you gotta expect that they will do some stuff that you maybe haven't seen before, or they'll be prepared in a way that you won't necessarily expect. And against AVANGAR, like right now, obviously they don't have to do anything because it's Dust 2. It's pretty much impossible for AVANGAR, although we already saw it, to win a round like this. So what I'm looking forward to is seeing what happens when AVANGAR get their next buy round, because there's some money for Heroic to play with here, and I don't know. It feels like there's very limited options to do stuff on the CT side. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Heroic pick.
Kaden did a little flick there to the position where Adren normally throws the short smoke. Oh, it's hit Sanji again. 3 headshots with the Glock, and he's looking for more.
That's incredible.
I'm such a fan of Sanji, honestly. He might be my favorite player in the game right now. 3 pistols remain. Yeah, Heroic have definitely done their homework on AVANGAR. I would like to see more Astralis versus AVANGAR though, just because of Astralis' HE usage. And now everyone's pretty much picking up AVANGAR's execute from short onto the A bomb sites. I would expect to see more HEs to counter it. People are putting a forward player. I suppose there's a question as to what grenade you sacrifice to get the HE if that's not what you're after, but it looks like Cadian is looking for those smoke grenades, especially in the buy round. You could see him holding it on the previous round. So I'm curious to see, but I want to say it was Astralis some weeks ago who just had the chain HE grenades in a short position, just deleting people. So I'd like to see more of that. It kind of reminds me of on old Inferno when Fox would hold on the CT side of the AWP in a position you could nade from the tree without being seen, and no one ever did it until the map was almost gone.
Remember how in the old Dusty you could like triple boost and see over the doors?
Yes, I love that boost.
Because that clearly must not be possible, right?
No, they elevated the arch and put the spikes there to obscure your vision. It's annoying, isn't it?
Why do they take away all the cool things?
I know. That's why they added that window, because that wall used to be curved, so you could bounce flashbangs off. They realized that they're just kind of nerfing an important position, so they put the window in there.
Not so smart by Sanji to spray in that smoke. You don't see that happening enough. Well, should have died there, I would say. And even though he's got the angle, the Krieg is too strong. Stav will go down. And there's only 4 flashbangs left on Heroic. That's not great. AVANGAR now going back up to Catwalk. They've got 45 seconds to make a play. That's a play and a half. S-Tag getting some value for Heroic and falling back to the B-bomb site.
It almost forces them to go A now. No B tunnel control. You have your lurker long still. Forces the cat hit.
Oh, Cadian's used his HE, not in position either. Here come the smokes, and he's holding his angle. Avoids the first flashbang, looking for a second one, and he lets one player make his way over. 18 seconds, the short plant is possible. They still have control of short with James there. Kika will deal with both players in a long position. Everybody's in the red, but the bomb will be planted. AVANGAR winning the duels and leaving S-Tag alone on the B-bomb site.
Can we get a slow-mo of Cadian's tag on that flick? Because that was so close.
Yeah.
If he gets that kill, then this round looks nothing like this.
It ended up being a leg shot, right? 16
Yeah,
HP.
or was it through the wall?
Yeah, it didn't look low enough to be a leg shot, but it seems like it registered as one.
And just look at like how close this round like would have. It just would have been so different, that one frag, you know.
That totally changes the round.
And it's really interesting because you can see Cadian's like he's really hoping that his teammate in pit would go for the peak a bit sooner. And that should have been a kill because
he definitely didn't realize he hit him because he would have just pulled out his USB and just turned the corner.
Yeah. Okay, here he goes. Oh. Oh god.
Man, like
so good, so good.
With the mass deletions, the RMRF. I should name a gun RMRF.
You should name your op James Bardoff. Just take
just take his name.
You should just change your alias to James Bardoff. Just take the S out.
Actually, Richard Lewis has this fictional character of Jane Bardoff. She's like a 7'4" like prostitute or something. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
That was weird. I still don't even understand.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Well, James down, Cat with a fast timing. You were talking about this earlier, Sean, how much more free this sort of play is than it used to be, and it's so strong. Those fast timings.
James is so good in middle with his AWP. He's so good.
I like this from Heroic. They're trying to get a challenge in. Trying to catch AVANGAR setting up their default. And look, it might just work out. There's an opportunity, very slim one. One that Stav cannot really maximize. Pour up with the jump piece here. Oh dear, Sanji, you absolute beast.
Nasty. Not often you see that frag.
And now they know they have long control, so they just absolutely know the CTs are going to have to try to retake Cat. You can see James just waiting for it.
Snappy's really committed here.
Oh my god, CT's pushing long?
It's really smart. Really smart stuff. Snappy will get traded, but Stavin's managed to secure some control towards the long. Bit slow there for Cadian, but he will land the shots. 3v2 here for Heroic. They don't have positioning. They've given up positioning because it's such an awkward spot, but they have got the kills to make a retake possible. Now they just need to buy time to allow S-Tag to get closer to the bomb site. And this, honestly, all things considered, this is an amazing result for Heroic, but they need to do more.
Indeed they do. How does James position himself? Looking for CT pushing. Ideally, they want to find something while the smoke is up, but that's not going to be the case. S-Tag's got an incendiary as well, and he is in the short position, so he can deploy it. Cadian's been spotted. Where are the remainder? Out goes the molly, up goes the flashbang. James is blind, and now position will be taken. The clock is ticking pretty quickly now. James, does he go around the corner and go for a jumping frag? He does! That's absolutely ridiculous. Headshot, of course, and Stavin with 5 HP. Gonna stand his ground.
That was insane. Oh my god. Was he in midair when he hit that?
Yeah. I thought he would go around the corner to go for the jumping frag because it's so strong from that position against someone trying to defuse the bomb. Jeez,
oh
Louise.
My god, that hurts so much. He just kills everyone.
I agree though, Dan. Heroic did such a good job of getting back into that round by playing Cat and the long aggression. They did so many cool things right there.
Yeah, it's hard to do, hard to coordinate that.
You can't fight against that. Like, that's insane.
I wanted to drop an F-bomb there. Damn it.
Should have dropped the C-bomb, Dan. The cruciferous vegetables. F-bomb would be fennel for you, surely.
Isn't fennel more of a seasoning though, James?
The sauce of F, man. Look, I went that far. Yeah. Huge flashbang. That's a nice flashbang. Ooh. And it's a burst from the CT. It's the best they can offer, but it won't be that much. There we go. Learned ourselves a pop flash. It's so far away that they won't hear it coming as well. The problem with a lot of flashes people do close to the site is that you can hear them coming. You can look away. So that is the purpose of the flash further away. I just saw something fall off your shoe, Sean.
Is that
So
what
I was a
that
bit
is?
distracted. Yeah. No harm done. 4-4. There we go. Stamina for 13 HP. He lives in regret, but he should be happy that he lives.
This is a great back and forth so far, and I think that some of the respect that I have for Heroic, just based off of one best of 3 they played against Big already, I think it feels justified because I honestly feel like we've seen some good high-level decision-making from them. I think that them, before James decided to just ravage all of them, that the decision-making from them there was actually pretty high-level in how they made the calls decisively, quickly, to get out of a really bad spot and give themselves a fighting chance. And they've done some good stuff here. It's a 4 scoreline. AVANGAR starting to take the momentum away from Heroic. And I don't know what Heroic are going to do in this round. An A set piece would be so strong in this position, as would a B split. Because you've got 2 players on long.
Completely alone right now at Goose. The long players are Borup. He has 1 flash that could support. SC-Tag he also has 1 flash. So I guess that's the best case scenario is they could launch a flash in the air.
Yeah, no flash on Cadian. No palm tree shenanigans just yet. AVANGAR have 2 smoke grenades. Not really. I haven't seen him do a full execute just yet.
What they did earlier was they Molotoved in CT spawn to stop a rotate. I wonder if they're going to do that again.
Good try from Cadian to line up for Borup. Almost there for 2. He's a tag there. Has to take down Sanji. Gets the kill. Takes a lot of damage though. Do they decide to go for this against a very set of AVANGAR? Surely they've got to call it now and try and save these guns. Indeed, I think that's what they will have to do. That was I like the play from Cadian. I think that's probably the only thing he can do. I think if against AVANGAR, if you wait in Goose with no one playing car or anything like that, it just doesn't. It's not going to work. or no one playing the ramp. That is.
When there's nothing for those cat players to look at, they're gonna clear goose every time.
And AVANGAR reliably Molotov all those positions too, so it's just impossible.
Cheese behind the smoke, palm tree flashbang. Let's go.
The interesting thing is that while that looks like a great play from Cadian because it's the best option that he takes, that's also an option that AVANGAR already know about. Let's not forget that they do this kind of stuff all the time. They're going to understand what is the strongest thing that the CTs could do, or one of the strongest things they could do if there's a player on the site. And it's pushing in that kind of timing is what they should expect.
Yeah.
And so they were ready to catch it.
Well, I actually remember we saw Cadian do that with an AWP against Big, and he had a lot of success.
Yeah.
He jumped down and he lived, and that was a pivotal round. It's just, I mean, this time he has an M4, a little bit different.
3 HEs on the... Oh, never mind. They've been used. So here is a vintage boost. It's a nice way to escape it. I respect that. All the HEs have been used. Honestly, man, I'm just waiting. When are people going to counter HE those smokes on shorts? Especially with other teams. I think it's going to be easier versus other teams who are copying AVANGAR strats. It's going to be easier versus them. Someone needs to do it. So much value in the HEs used at the right moment, as we've seen from certain teams like Astralis, of course. Buster's still alive. We haven't even mentioned Buster just yet, but he'll come to life on the CT side. Tag with great timing. He's doing as best as he can. Pistols remain, but I don't know if AVANGAR will be able to dispose of these weapons. Kikut's made his way back towards T-spawn to figure out what's going on. The Adren's made his way into CT spawn. Smoke is up. No sound cues given by Heroic. Adren may have just spotted something, but what can he do about it? Oh, the timing. Last player's picked up a rifle and has gone towards the B bomb site. And it's time to rotate. AVANGAR will try to buy time with a grenade, but Snappy realizes what's going on. He knows Adren is in CT spawn. 24 seconds. The bomb has crossed. He's missed that opportunity. That was the round-winning moment. Now into the 1 versus 3, but it won't work.
For me, one thing about AVANGAR that's really interesting on Dust 2 is that I feel like there's only maybe 3 teams that can maybe beat them reliably on this map, and that's like NRG, Liquid, and Astralis. You know, like obviously top 3 teams in the world. And part of the reason is because the way AVANGAR played us too, they played the fundamentals of this map extremely well. Like just like on the T side, they just play the theory perfectly. And there's not many teams that try to play that style, but if you ever want to beat a team that's worse than you reliably, that's the methodology you take.
Yeah. Like even during that cat execute the last round, when Sanji ran out long and died to the UMP, and a lot of people at home are probably like, why would he run out and die? Well, because he knows theoretically there's only one guy left at long, and if that guy leaves long and goes fights cat, that's their only chance of winning that round.
Yeah.
So even if Sanji dies there as the lurker, it's fine. Like that guy's long, he's not going to do anything. You still have 3 teammates in the site. It's a very hard retake with James, like with an op in the site. So it's a fine death.
Yeah, and that's why you can't just look at stats and say, this is good, this is bad. Because Counter-Strike's not that simple, man. It's a hell of a lot deeper than that.
So well on this map.
They're just pretty damn incredible. They're the best team to study in terms of high-level fundamentals on this map. I think NRG are probably the best Dust 2 team because they have this, they have such a level of skill and they understand how to leverage it that they don't have to play this style and they can be as effective, which is even more bizarre.
Yeah.
I don't know how consistent it is, but just yet. But yeah, I feel like NRG are the only kryptonite that you could offer up against AVANGAR on this map.
Yeah, I think they're a great example of to show different theories, like looking at more than statistics and various other things in the way they implement their plays. But it'll be a split into the B bomb site now. Stavin under the window. Very hard angle to deal with. We've got a flank and the bomb's been dropped by the doors. They're at 17 seconds on the clock and they're looking for frags in mid now. This is really awkward for AVANGAR. And the timing might not work out for them. The trade is there from Stavin. Needs to stay alive now and just stop the plant from being possible. But James is alone in a mid position, creeping away slowly, quietly.
Counter-terrorists win.
You have to hope for the best. Like they are so good at just not letting you get aggressive picks.
James has 17 armor.
He's been alive for so
It's like, you should,
it's hard to kill him.
He's got $5,700. I think it's like, what, 55 armor or something, or 50 to 55, or 45 to 55. Something around there where you just need to rebuy the armor. Because otherwise you're not able to use all of it.
I think the most you can lose in a round is 40, but I'm not 100% on that, but I think it is around 40.
He definitely needs to rebuy it, so that is for sure. That is really funny. You rarely see that.
What if it goes down to 0? I don't know if I've seen that before.
I don't think I've seen that
Because then he would have, what, a helmet and 0 armor? That would be really bizarre.
Scrim, but yeah, I've never seen it in a match.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he's trying to do. Maybe that's why he hasn't rebought it. It's just like, what happens?
Let's keep an eye on that, see if he can make it to 0.
Make it to 0.
0 armor plus helmet.
You still just get annihilated from any headshot, right? Probably?
No, you have the helmet. Armor's for the chest.
You would get to keep the helmet, you think?
Yeah.
I never paid attention to that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I'm so rooting for this now.
Yeah, we need to know for science.
For science, yeah. Commentating this game like 5 years, never seen this before.
16.
Okay, come on.
This is a tease, man. It's like a trilogy over a number of years. Just don't know. Is he going to die or is he going to make it? Adren makes his way towards CT spawn again. This makes a retake pretty hard if he stays there. Or does he? Is he part of the push?
Oh man, this retake is gonna be so hard.
This is a variation of their execute now, really.
Oh dear.
Adren in CT spawn. They're lining up for Cadian, but doesn't know which one to shoot. Spots one by the barrels, but it's too late. Snappy trying to use the smoke to his advantage. Surely that should have been a kill.
Ooh.
So much spray. That was a really late response, but they haven't got a single frag in this round. There's only Adren in spawn who will fall.
Right now it should be like a 2 or 3v2 in favor of Heroic. Like, Cadian, the first width was pretty crazy. And then the second shot just seemed really rushed.
Yeah.
And his teammate, Snappy, were missing so much spray there. It seems very unusual.
It's definitely unusual, especially, I mean, we praised them against Big because their individual performances were also just phenomenal. All 5 players on their team showed up. So that round was just not what we saw at all.
I guess one of the things against AVANGAR for your individual performances is maybe there's going to be a lot more utility that's coming your way that's going to be throwing you off, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess
even Big does very good with utility too. So
yeah, you're right. I don't know. Maybe it's just a slow start.
Off day.
Oh, he's bought armor.
No.
Why have you done this?
Can't believe he's done this.
Can't believe you've done this. Oh, he died.
Someone tweet us, what is the minimum amount of armor to use
How did
all
he
the
die?
armor for the amount of health that you
He
have?
did die.
What was?
He has 4 deaths.
How did he die? Because he had 16 armor, James.
What on earth was I doing when he died? I have no idea.
Must have been trying to hunt that last guy.
I think, do you know what, I
Where
was
were you
thinking
when
about
James died?
emailing Valve and asking him about the helmet thing. That's why, and I was like, which one would I email?
Where were you when James died?
Okay, I'm gonna email Vitaly.
I'm sure someone's already tweeted at us the response to this question.
You can't believe, dude. A lot of times, right, we get Russian players and like his name means this or his name is pronounced this, and it's just completely wrong. Right? I don't trust the facts that people are sending me anymore. It's fake news, man.
Alternative facts?
Yeah, alternative facts. What about that one?
Alternative facts.
Well, Cadian's dead.
Yeah, he's extremely dead.
Okay, Vitaly.
Unless...
Nah, he dead. It's just a matter of time.
Unless...
No, Dan. He dead.
He died. Unless.
I wasn't going to do it.
That's why you got me then.
I'm sick of this dance. Let's
Come
go.
on, man.
I can't take it anymore.
I wonder if you got like a metronome, if it'd be like on point. He's just like...
I want to buy a metronome.
He's has a consistent beat there. Consistent rhythm.
How are they still doing this?
All right.
There we
Oh, what a catch! Nicely done, Sliggy in the bag. He caught just that half a second where Cadian gets blasted in the face.
It's just 1 inch away from radar, waiting for that movement.
Shame time. Here he goes. They will make their way towards the B-bomb site, and Isatag is smoked off the tunnels, and there's not much time to plant the bomb. This could be a complete disaster. If he's able to take down the player coming from tunnels, oh, if he gets this kill, that's it. And that's it. You need 3.5 seconds to plant the bomb. FYI. Just in case anyone out there didn't know.
Okay, I am emailing Vitaly the following question. If one buys armor plus helmet, and over various rounds the armor goes to 0, does one still have a helmet? Question mark. So we'll see if he replies. I put regards, James Bardov, King of Danger Zone.
Italy loves Danger Zone.
Yeah, he has 48 solo wins. No, he has 47 solo wins on Danger Zone, and I have 48.
No, before the Katowice major, when we did like the Danger Zone show match, like the 2-player one, he like came up to me.
One I wasn't a part of. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. He gave me tons of tips. That's when I was like, oh my god, this guy plays a lot of Danger Zone. Like I'm listening to all of this.
Because when you press play and go to leaderboards, because he's on my friends list.
Yeah.
I took a screenshot where I have one more win than him and sent it to them, which I think quite tickled them. But it's hard to get that 49th win, man. I'm trying to get to 50 before he does, but so far not so good. Run boost from AVANGAR. I don't see this every day. Was he trying to land on the box? Who knows? Won't land on there anyway. Very quickly lines up the smoke for the balcony. Interesting to see if that's consistent.
I like the scope there.
Jeez Louise. That's quite the shotgun shot from James.
Just casually scoping at point blank range.
But it seems Heroic might have the right read. Snappy's gone through the smoke and we've got a top mid push, but James waiting for it. I love it when you have awareness that it makes sense for a long push in a situation that CT side are in and you just punish it immediately.
He's so aware. He got that frag at middle. He has no one on Cat, so someone could have pushed Cat, but he's so aware that the long push is what's coming next.
Yeah,
so smart.
That's why communication is so important, because you have an idea of what's going on across the entire map, and the Krieg is back, taking the place of the pre-nerfed AUG on the B bomb site, causing problems that Sanji will still make it. 15 seconds to plant the bomb. The CTs are rushing over with 0 grenades. Sanji has a molly, and that's going to be perfectly timed, forcing them forward into James. It's a rare miss from him. We'll land the next one. And Sanji can surely trade. Not this time.
I wonder if James is the tallest pro CS player?
He's very tall.
He's really tall.
Yeah.
So that means all those excuses you use about your tallness, James, go out the window.
I love seeing.
Is he as tall as me though?
He's taller. He's taller, as tall or taller, I think.
The
He's
pictures
really
of
tall.
him
He's
next to
not taller than
Sanji
me.
are
I'm
like
massive.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, Sanji's so small.
Because I've got longer limbs, I have a longer response time.
Doesn't seem to be a problem for James.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's a fact. It's science. It's a scientific fact. I have a longer response time than you, Sean.
So
Because it's longer from my fingers to my brain. What is your excuse?
James, stop. All right, because James proves that none of this matters.
I need to know how tall he is.
Are you saying James has small
Someone
arms?
tweet us.
I'm longer than James.
What if James has like 1 foot long arms? It's just really tall.
Some people do, man. I must be the longest person in Counter-Strike.
Stop.
Line him up. Staven has a lot to do here. He's blind though. He's got problems. Looking for a flash from his teammates. There's another one for him. Can he deliver the shot to Buster? He can't. 3 versus 3. AVANGAR are in the bomb site. I wouldn't say they have the bomb site just yet because they need to cross. That smoke will certainly help. And now they have the bomb site. Sanji making his way towards the back. He's got some more grenades. He's got a molly and a smoke. The utility man. He's Batman with the belt. That's a very, very deep molly. It's a very specific lineup as well. I have a video on those coming up soon enough. Bomb not planted just yet. That's allowing the CTs to get closer. The T's are surrounded. Sanji, does he have the strafe pick? Does he have the timing? He hears the footsteps. Surely, there it is. And 4-up's going to get traded. Now it's Cadian versus 2. He only knows where one of them is. He knows where both of them are. Sanji, oh, that's a big rotation. Exposed, but Buster has the trade. And at half-time, it is 8 for AVANGAR and 7 for Heroic with a few timeout wins. We'll see who wins the first map after the break.
Be like Bottle. Build your own community with your very own hub. Join other hubs and play more maps competitively than ever before. Compete for prizes and win FACEIT points just by playing your favorite games. It really is that simple. Join the community or create your own. Only at FACEIT.com.
It's time for some Jame Payne. That's his name on Twitter, Jame Payne.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually.
Jame Payne.
What is the significance of the letters at the end of his name? Does anyone know?
I don't know. Tweet us.
Yeah.
Tweet us your
Oh, no.
answers. But do not tweet us your alternative facts. We want true facts, as opposed to untrue facts. Oh, what was that? What that
was a deletion from the server.
That did not even look intentional. Wow. Okay, and we got the boost already. Are they gonna run? I would love if they just ram boost through the smoke. That'd be great. But Sejong will be knocked off of that boost, and the frags will come in quickly for Heroic. Heroic actually have a really good scoreline. They did really well on their CT side, all things considered. Even though we saw some poorer individual performances in certain spots, which would likely have won them rounds or given them a better chance, they still got a lot of rounds on that CT side. So there is still a great chance for Heroic in this map, and especially considering that they're going to win this pistol on the T side, they will be off to a pretty scary... I actually would... I mean, they're favored at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to what their T side will become.
It's weird. I think AVANGAR played a really strong first half, actually. I mean, the 4-1 start for Heroic definitely helped out a lot. Winning the pistol and then getting eco, but then ecoing the back. It's hard to come back from that, which AVANGAR did, but you feel like 8 rounds on T side is like a little bit below average.
Yeah, and I was going to say that on that first half that I hope that AVANGAR studies NRG a little bit and starts to innovate, because the thing is that AVANGAR do play really well on Dust 2, but the way they play is so formulaic that it is quite easy to understand what to expect.
Hold up. Sanji literally just bought a CZ and dropped it to a Dren on this eco. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I've never seen a player do that in Pro CS.
That's Sanji, man. He wants everything to be as hard as possible. But what's awesome is that he can do that confidently because he knows he's sick. So
what? It's not even like they bought here. He was just like, I have some extra money. Any of you guys want a gun?
Yeah, I guess also, you know, Dren bought Kevlar. Oh, Dren!
Oh.
Your one chop.
Man, I really highlighted that CZ too.
Yeah.
Feel bad now.
Also, yesterday you said, you know, it's a free kill.
Yeah.
So you get that one free one.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, the round is over, which is fine.
Oh man, look at this. They're using AVANGAR smokes. This is anti-strat work. I loved doing this when I was IDLing. I loved watching demos and then being like, oh, that's a 6 strat. Let's literally run it against them. Like, it would literally work against them. Like, if you see that one of their... Because usually a team runs a strat because, I mean, they think the strat's good. And they think it would probably beat them, right? Like, that's why you think a strat's good. So running a strat against... Running their own strats against them often works.
It's like Bizarro World.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, just a mirror T-side of strats.
Yeah.
And Heroic are a team that can do it. I'm really excited about this Heroic lineup, more so than the previous one, just because I think that, you know, Snappy is, you know, very well respected as one of the IGLs and smart dudes, general smart dudes in Denmark. Cadian's been around forever. Borup and Stavin as well. Like, I don't know how long Stavin's been around, but they're both really good.
What was that team with Refresh? That Stavin came from?
Oh, I forget.
People at home are just like, you guys are idiots. It's blah, 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 blah. I don't remember.
And it's
yeah,
too.
Fragsters.
Yeah, Fragsters.
They were really, really innovative. Like, they did a lot of cool stuff. They had cool jump throw smokes.
Dangerous team to play against, and walking into the spray. Adren with 2 as Buster follows it up for 3. And that leaves Heroic without really all that much to work with here. Stavin's going to have to creep into the B-bomb side. He's going to have to do it. I wonder if he would have heard the steps there. He's got a pretty favorable engagement to look away because of the flashbang, and that's what does it for Keycut. Now, Borup, can you get some damage? I'm liking this Krieg. It looks cool. Again, I still think that the Na'Vi stickers on the black part of the barrel would be looking really, really hot, but...
That Krieg, so hot right now. So hot.
Hot.
James is 194 centimeters.
Hot like Callum Ray's
What does that
chicken.
mean?
I am 195, so I think my point is proven.
What's your point?
That because I'm longer, so I have more latency.
But is your measurement with your heels on?
Human latency. Of course not. Barefoot on the flow. 195, 6'4".
So that means you can be at least as good
I'm the
as
perfect
James.
size. I'm great. I'm very huggable.
Can you dunk?
I'm not sure.
Can
You
you
ever
jump?
tried?
Can I jump? I can jump, yeah. Although last time I jumped, I injured my bloody knee playing football because I wasn't looking at the landing, and everything went very bad. I'm playing football tomorrow.
Really sweet to be 6'4", but at the same time, I remember that picture of you in the plane on the seat, and that would not be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, given how much we travel.
Yeah.
It's,
I feel like there must be like a secret forum of like all tall people that have like life hacks.
I need
online.
those upgrades.
I'm sure that exists online.
It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird how many hacks are necessary. Even with doing jiu-jitsu, with longer limbs, you have to modify the holds you do to make them effective.
You should just box.
I don't like being punched in the face.
well, you wouldn't get
I
punched
used
in the
to-
face.
That's the thing. With your reach, you
That's
just
true,
own
yeah.
people.
Well, I used to spar with people. I did an MMA class with a guy who's now in prison, and one of the guys I would spar with, man, when you get chinned, it's not the most comfortable.
Prison reference number 1
Yep,
today.
there it is.
Where's
Couldn't
the-
even
Man,
make it
I
through
missed
the
those
first
classes. I was wrestling. I was trying to suplex people and stuff. You know, I looked forward to it.
If you cut
every Friday night.
loads of weight, James, you could do boxing against like maybe featherweights, and you'd have like sick reach because they'll all be tiny.
Cut loads of weight. James doesn't have that much weight to cut.
You can cut loads of weight, man.
You'd
You cut
be
like
surprised.
30K.
I'm heavy, but it's all booty. I
It's all
got a big ass, and there's a tire forming if I'm not careful. I could do going to the gym. Now I need to look like that picture you had drawn of me. 9-9. Heroic have lost a man early, and they are surrounding the B bomb site. They've got Stavin through the doors. He has a smoke to re-smoke. James caught off guard though, and Sanji gets deleted as well. It's a Krieg party on the B bomb site, and Heroic have more Kriegs. Tang will take out Buster, who's made assumptions, and this is falling to pieces for AVANGAR now. Adren looks behind him, gets popped in the face as well. I think every frag in this round has been with a Krieg so far, but it's Keycut left with the M4A4, who has to fall away.
That little nook in mid is so deep. Like, you really have to go out of your way to clear that.
That's really annoying. It's really weird with Kriegs, I have to say. It feels like when you get kills with Kriegs, it doesn't feel as satisfying as with an AK, because it just doesn't feel as hard. Do you know what I mean?
I just like it when people get fragged. It helped. The Krieg helped me yesterday. I forget to buy it. I've been using the Krieg for a very long time. I just forget to buy it. What's his plan here?
Did this. Oh, is there a gun to be picked up?
Oh, I respect that.
Yeah,
Keycut's super smart.
there are so many angles, like, for example, when you're creeping into the B-bomb site and you can see all the way to the corner through those, like, pixel angles. It's just so strong. I remember, like, entering with that when you dropped me a Krieg last night, and it's just, and I got that kill. I'm like, this doesn't feel fair, honestly.
Yeah, the
I gotta
scope
get
is
you
the
on
issue.
Steam, man.
The scope is a big issue.
You could remove the scope. That could be
I get it in your games.
That could be a balance. What if you just remove the scope?
What, on the Krieg?
Yeah.
Then it's no longer the Krieg.
Alright, you could just have it so that maybe 50% of the time the scope just falls off. Just like pick it up again and put it and like right click it back on.
Just unreliable gun.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just in the clutch and your scope falls off.
Is it Escape from Tarkov where everything's like super realistic and guns jam and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds awful.
I bought like the deluxe version of that game. It's got no HUD. There's no HUD in the game.
So you don't even know how many bullets you have left?
I forgot that I
Like
bought that game.
Yeah, it's you need to spend time playing that game to get the most out of it, but it's when you are a Counter-Strike person, it is hard to play other games.
It is.
Yeah.
It is hard. You just don't want to put time in with other games because it's time you could be putting in with Counter-Strike.
Yeah. Fun fact, as a pro, I literally never played any other games. Like, I was just solely Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Played a little bit of, like, Fortnite at the end. That's it.
The funny thing is, I feel like playing different games, whether you learn something from them or not, but just like taking a break can actually help a lot.
Yeah, it can.
But, I mean, that was just Zelda on planes for me, like the Nintendo Switch, which even now I don't play because I'm trying to read books instead.
Books are cool, I guess.
Like, I have never even played, like, an Xbox in my life, actually. I've never played an Xbox, and I didn't play PlayStation 3, and I didn't play PlayStation 4 until I retired.
Let's see if they actually go for this. There are weapons to be collected. That doesn't seem so. Yeah, the only reason I bought an Xbox was to play Street Fighter because the PC community was well, the most competitive community was on the Xbox in Europe. So I had to play to kind of level up. But otherwise, I didn't really have an interest in it. Like the era of playing football games like Pro Evolution Soccer and so on was long gone for me. With the Mandem in the area, you know, everyone's playing the football games, but outside of that, didn't really have a use for it. But then, yeah, fighting games, but didn't really play other games. I do have a Dreamcast though, which I never had one. I never had one at the time of the Dreamcast, but I bought one as a retro console. I got the upgraded joysticks. I actually have a device on my desk which upscales the video signal and outputs to HDMI.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I need to mod it.
When you said I have a Dreamcast, I was like, oh, well, what game? Like, what match? I thought you were talking about, like, casting a game. Took me a second. I forgot all about Dreamcast.
That's cute, Sean.
Yeah.
Heroic charging into long. Cadian's been taken out, but there's a chance they could get some revenge unless the chain flashes come in for Adren in the pit, but he'll flash himself to get some advantages. We have Sanji by the car. No flash for him, but he's got an angle with the Krieg. Adren will try to invite the players into that angle.
So this kind of sucks for Heroic. What do you do here? You don't really have long, but you're committed enough. You want to try to get a pick out of it, and they will get a pick out of it. Adren didn't necessarily have to push, but wanted the information. Now, I guess there wasn't a flashbang available. Yeah, there's no flash available, at least not from Sanji. So
Sanji could have mollied off the wall though into blue bin, but hard to kind of think about those things on the fly.
So Heroic gets some amount of value here. They get long at least.
Ooh, what's this smoke lineup? Quick.
I think it's just for the cross, just the double smokes.
Ah, okay. So again, standing on that barrel, there's a jump throw Molotov towards the car position. Lined up with the key on the door. Near the corner. Very simple stuff. Learn it, Slicky. He doesn't even know how to jump throw. Anyway, Heroic moving up to the ramp. Keycat's got the angles though. He's ready. Has he seen one cross? I think he may have, but they're giving up as the smoke dissipates. That is a big frag because on Stavern, because now no one is towards that long position. They might not know that just yet. But maybe they can surmise it. 2 players left. 1 player left now. S-Tag trying to do what he can. The sprays there, but only good for 1. Too many man for AVANGAR on the retake, and they make it to 10. They are still behind, however. We have to note that. As strong as they looked on the T side, they are losing at the moment.
Bomb did go down though for the extra money, so Heroic might be in a good spot here to ship it in, and indeed they will be. And the money is very vulnerable for AVANGAR, so not out of the woods just yet. Nice headshot from Adren, the fadeaway.
It's a beautiful molly as well, the strafe molly into the board.
And That's a really, really critical kill, that second onto Borup. But here we go. This is going to be a really impactful round. You can see the money's not the best here for AVANGAR.
Speaking of impact, Cadian is 5 for 15 at the moment.
Yeah, he's been missing a lot of those AWP shots in the first half. They could have had more rounds, I think.
Yeah, he was looking really sharp in their previous game in this bracket, but it isn't too late to catch up with the team.
Oh,
Sometimes you can have a nightmare on one side, but
right into the stack.
fix things in the other, indeed. But they're not committed just yet. HE grenade from AVANGAR. 3 players here. Oh my god, Kika. And he doesn't have to worry about reloading because he's got Sanji taking his time. The bomb's been committed now, and we still have S-Tag on the short B position, short A, hoping for a rotation, which will never come, unfortunately for him. But James has that presence of mind. We've got the bomb in B. No need to rotate, though. You can hold your positions. Everything is secure. And Caden is left to wonder. It's going to be a rough spot to increase his kills. Davin's been putting in work, though. 20 for 14 for Heroic, but they're about to lose the lead.
That Creek skin is so gross.
It's hideous. I must have just like the best communication ever. James just knows how to process everything so well. Just the fact that he just stood there like that and held cat. I mean, there's tons of pro operators that just rotate.
Yeah.
Or just get caught off guard in that scenario. Just end up in like CT spawn in an unfavorable spot.
That's the thing. If you've got 3 people in the B bomb site and you've got the bomb, you don't all need to rotate to B. It almost makes you more vulnerable to losing a player, considering the map control you have with ease, versus what you give up to rotate when it's not necessary.
I mean, also he had no one watching mid too. There's 3 players in the B bomb site, so he wasn't open to mid, nor was he like even spotting it, because also he'd have to worry about cat. Yeah.
So it's that kind of schoolboy football. Everyone chasing the ball actually makes things more dangerous in some situations. And now we have the target practice on the short position. 2 for 2. Bomb hasn't fallen into CT spawn, but is unlikely to get planted. Sanji looking for the headshots. That is awkward, though. It's an awkward engagement. You can see he takes a safer route, so he's looking for consistency. Rather than fighting to the death there, all he needs to do really is hold position and be a nuisance. And limit the risk. Limit the risk. Very good at doing that, Sanji. As evidence in this situation. If he fights to the death there in a weird headshot position and he loses, then a Krieg is collected, and who knows what happens after that, especially when the score is 11-11.
Momentum has totally shifted since, you know, that 11-10 round. I mean, AVANGAR has so much money all of a sudden.
Yeah, they've been having a lot of success for sure, and the Kriegs will come out and force for Heroic. They've got to switch something up here and try to catch off AVANGAR, but they've been pretty damn good, and they've got the double ops to fall back on.
Game only has 8 deaths. He has the lowest deaths per round in CSGO history on HLTV.
Pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Is it by like a really big margin as well? Or?
I don't think it's by like a huge margin. I looked at that at the major.
Oh my god, Kika again with the spray.
The double creep kills.
At this time it's at log.
Notice how he doesn't reload with 2 bullets. When you're close to a smoke, if you unload all your entire magazine, you risk someone pushing the smoke to punish your reload. Of course, the other side don't know if a second player is there holding an angle, but that is why he doesn't reload immediately. Every sound cue is information. Cadian in a 1 versus 3 now. Not really with any options, or many options. He's got time though, and he's got a chance to get 1 versus 1 as his first one, but Buster again, we said look out for him on the second half, and here he is with the AWP on the B bomb site as expected, and that is quite the problem, as you will often see. Avoids the flashbang Kika, the continuation spray in a very tight choke point.
I want to play CS.
That's good.
So his deaths per round is 0.56. K Serrato's is also 0.56. And Henny is 3rd with 0.58.
How is K Serrato?
I can see Henny on those old teams.
How is it? And how is there a non-AWPer there?
And then Xe Power is 4th, and Skadoodle is 5th.
Skadoodle.
Yeah.
Rip Skadoodle.
Skadonglers.
Skadonglers.
I want to see the CS comeback.
Me too.
He's so good. I just had lunch with him. I tried to get him to come back.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
He says he's got the itch, but he's happy.
He's having too much success though as a streamer, man.
Yeah.
We need to get him banned or something.
Yeah. How can we make that happen?
Let's just issue a bunch of DMCAs and stuff.
Yeah. I was talking to him recently about keyboards. I have a lot of people who DM me about keyboards, which is cool. Cultures out there amongst the gamers. Oh, that's a nice one from James. Some highlights for him.
He's a super sick AWPer.
Yep.
James, yeah.
Where would you put him in the world of AWPers?
Oh man,
Would
he's
you put him in
definitely
top 3?
really
Top
high
4?
up there right now.
Top 5?
It's so weird because I would have put like Simple way up there, obviously, but now he's no longer a primary operator. So do I still put him up there? Ziwoo's definitely up there.
Siggy, where would you put James?
It's hard to say.
I think he's just 4th best. 4th best, he said.
Yeah, he's definitely in the top 5.
Who's your top 3 then, Siggy?
Turn the mic on, mate.
Ziwoo's number 1.
Yeah.
Then Simple. Then I need some time.
Yeah.
So James can't get the third spot, someone else is there.
Like Simple is a top 2 opera in the world, and he's not even an opera anymore.
There you go.
That shows more. That tells you more about his own skill than anything else, I think. But
Yeah.
4v4 now. The bomb's been spotted on short, but there's nothing huge happening there. Borup will punish Sanji for his notorious pushes through the long doors. Normally very good at doing that, but sometimes you're going to get caught off. Looks like we have the lurk smokes from Heroic. Choose a different CT spawn smoke. Buster now by those mid doors has created an opening, but Borup is still lurking around and causing more problems. He's stopped 2 flanks now, as his team still show presence in that short position, but maybe they go towards B after that pick in mid doors.
Indeed they do. Doesn't look like AVANGAR are really able to do much here with the positioning, but their money is really ridiculous, so it doesn't matter too much for them. Surprised you didn't say device. Siggy.
Yeah, Device is probably...
Device third, and then I guess James and Cirque are pretty close right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cirque is close. Yeah, that's what I was looking. I was looking at all the rosters right now. Probably right behind them is like...
I'm curious with
Boxic.
Cirque, because I guess now we need to know about his consistency
Yeah.
with this new EG team.
I think it's like partly the individual skill, but then partly what your team allow you to do. In the sense that you need teamwork to, in some respects, to be put in the right position to demonstrate your skill and so on. So, like the way AVANGAR work with James is certainly helps him and his impact.
That's one of the crazy things with AWP as well, because you can sometimes like see such levels as talent. Because
He has 16k.
what was that?
James, 16k.
Oh yeah, he's the bank of the team.
You got to get rid of some of that.
Yeah, gonna lose money by winning rounds. Spread the wealth.
Yeah, the AWP is such an interesting weapon in terms of you can find ways to get untradeable kills. And a really skilled AWPer who knows good timings and angles, how to move, and has good movement,
Yeah.
they can just do stuff that you haven't seen before on a regular basis. It's pretty cool. Okay, well we've got a pretty close game on our hands here with Heroic. That long control now. Are they going to go straight up? They could. AVANGAR have put everybody on catwalk. Now seeing no resistance here for Heroic means that they know there's players on catwalk. Likely 2 or 3, so...
This player in middle has to be very careful. It's so dangerous being in middle when you know your team can see. It's so dangerous.
The double dink with the M4, that's the dream. The ding dong. Flashbangs will be eaten by Sanji, so he can't make a play, but Kika certainly will. Only 1 kill. He's got 2 frags in a number of rounds, but not this one. Not together anyway, he's got 2 frags anyway. Sanji watches them cross. S-Tag goes back to the corner of the smoke, and that was a mistake. He lives in regret. James elevated in that short position. Vintage Guardian peak there. That leaves Cadian alone. It's gone from 5 to 6 frags in a number of rounds. Very quickly spotted and eliminated by James. That's quite a rotation from him.
So go ahead, Sean.
They just make things so difficult, right? Like, if Heroic were to go in a practice server and go over that long take, AVANGAR just did so many things that like they just probably like obviously if like it's like a lower level team, right? And you don't account for anything, like this is what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna go on the site and we're gonna plant the bomb. Like you can't account for the guy that's running through the smoke, and then the guy that's like looking through this tiny gap, and then the guy one wing over on the site, and then James holding the op cross. There's just so many variables that they just threw into that execute. Heroic just can't keep up with all of them.
I was going to ask, you know, once you get that 3v3 and you haven't got to the site yet, but you know all the CTs are in a position to fight you, and you've got over a minute, do you call the abort there as well? Because I often don't see teams ever do that, where it's a spot where as a T side, if you would suddenly go just say, okay, let's just go back. They can't push us right now, let's just go back. Now you've got a 3v3 with a minute left on Dust 2. That feels like really strong.
I would say yes if Staven didn't die in middle.
Right.
But when Staven died in middle, they just lost eyes
Yes.
on that side of the map.
That is a very good point. B-Rush. In it goes, Heroic. They need this B-Rush to work out, and there's 3 players here, and Sentry will just demolish them all. Oh man, this is not looking good for Heroic. Buster will take some critical damage, but they are forced back into the tunnels. But they did create a huge rotation, so there's a rotation to be capitalized upon, and that is a great kill to get. Ace Attack, he's going to go through the smoke. He's insane. Oh, that was so close. He's out there, and he is doing damage. Another kill.
Trying to force Adren from his position, but Adren, he almost got 2 out of that. Now Buster's alone with 10 HP, but can he catch the Xbox jump? Oh, he's tagging. S-Tag now on 38 HP. From one up to another. Same situation. Non peeks him, surely he can't do this. There's money for AVANGAR. James still just shy of $10,000, so no issues for the future rounds, but he'll want to make it as expensive as possible, but Snappy may have the MVP position. Oh, he sees a toe. Foot fetish, doesn't land a shot though.
Did you see the communication issue there? Where Isatag sees a Dren go to the cat boost boxes, but then it didn't seem like there was a call for that. Because
I think they were ready for it, but they shouldn't have commit for... I think they were trying to commit over the ledge, like to peek him. They should have waited till the molly flushed him out. I don't know. Hard to tell. You don't think they were aware of it?
Just based on where their crosshairs were.
Yeah.
It seemed like they weren't aware. I don't know if we'll get eyes on it again. This is so good by Isatag.
That was a nice shot.
Yeah, I guess we're going to see it, but... I mean, he must have called it.
Yeah.
He must have called it.
2 rounds to go for Heroic to take it to overtime. James 23 for 9. Jesus. Oh, Cadian, he's missed that shot. Still warming up, it seems, in this first map. Sometimes they have a bad game. Sometimes it'd be like that way.
I feel like
it'd be that way.
Cadian is one of the players where if he gets a bad performance, it compounds. It can compound a lot. But they do find the pick onto Sanji, so all is forgiven. But look at the reaction from Keycut. He is sprinting forwards. He's found a great timing here. There goes Borup. And the bomb. There you go. Isatag catches that one. And now A4 versus 3. Heroic looking pretty damn good.
Dren considering his options, trying to position in the right place, the place of least variance, while taking a more aggressive stance. We spotted the skull cap and another one. S-Tag very, very aware. You have to wonder about the money now for AVANGAR. It was good for a long time, but only 2 players left. They're having some issues avoiding the first flashbang, but there are chain flashes. James trying to fall away. Yet more flashbangs, really respecting his prowess. And away he goes. Bomb can be planted for short.
I was so scared for them with James opping there. Those flashes were so good.
Yeah. He wasn't expecting the second one or the third one. Really important. We can see the money is pretty rough now for AVANGAR, so it's really key that these 2 players are able to survive.
Remember when I said James had 8 deaths? I feel like that was like 6 rounds ago.
Yeah.
It was 9.
It is insane how much money he is able to kind of just keep on the team by living so much. Heroic in a great spot now to equalize.
AVANGAR will have a full buy, but Heroic definitely has the momentum right now.
They're playing really well.
Yeah.
Honestly. They're playing really, really well. Abusing some fast timings in some of these recent rounds.
What is it with the Julies?
I don't know what draws people to like.
Over a 5-7. I would say the 5-7 is more reliable. Like, Get Right would always love the Julies, but I just...
What does a headshot with Julies do? Like, damage-wise?
Feels
not
like
sure.
very little.
Wondering if it's... I could check in a second.
It seems weak.
The first blow accuracy on it is just terrible, it feels like, as well.
It's arse. It's ass.
Which is by design, I guess, because you're dual wielding them, but... Either way, got ourselves Heroic ready to take us to overtime against AVANGAR. If they were to win Dust 2, I feel like obviously the chances of them to win the series goes up astronomically. I didn't peg them to win this map at all.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried, honestly, when AVANGAR was running away with Dust 2. This is promising that Heroic is putting up. Even if they lose 16-14, this is still a really good showing.
Especially considering Cadian's current underperformance, that they're still able to have the rest of the team is still delivering in terms of frags and keeping it this close. It's a promising sign. But for now, there's one more to go. It's never too late to have impact frags. That's what I told the boys.
Those are two meaty grenades that AVANGAR is throwing at the A-bomb site.
Potatoes. But have they got the gravy? Or will this round be kind of dry? Look at this rotation from AVANGAR. 4 players now committed to the A-bomb site, and there are the AVANGAR smokes. Keycut moving a little. I wonder if they have a counter since they're so familiar with them. He's waiting for the drop. Oh, he's made a one-way. Easy kill for Keycut. Smart stuff. But have they got it in them to finish off this round? He needs to find that transfer, but he doesn't quite do it. Buster's got to go for it. 1 versus 3. Last round of normal time. Avoids the flashbang. This will not be easy.
Creeping up, scoped in. I do not know how you pull this one off. He has Julies, damn it. So he can't even go to your sidearm. That's a great pick, though. Now maybe this doable. The M4 is collected. His tag is very weak, and he's one of the first points of engagement here. It's the spots, but he's got it with the Krieg, and 15-15 means overtime. Very well played to Heroic to bring it back to overtime. Respect, and I have no idea where this one's going to go now.
I feel like we have to commend Easy Tag for the ending rounds right there.
Yeah.
I feel like he got 10 kills in the last maybe 4 rounds.
Like that round where he like bounces through the double doors through a smoke with an orb, and just that stuff is amazing.
Yeah, but credit to the team for the flashes as well. The use of flashes around the A-bomb site to deny James the opportunity to take people out has been just as important.
I like this Heroic team.
Me too.
I like it.
That's why we predicted them, Sean.
Yeah.
Because we believe.
Again, even though Cadian 6 for 22 at the moment, it is never too late to turn things around. He could win the game for his team in overtime.
Yeah. And also, sometimes you got to get carried a bit. And then the next time you'll carry someone else. It's like it's a circle of life in CS. James will be forced back with the flashbang. Ooh, that spray control from Stavin works out quite well with Buster jumping to his right, given the way that the spray works on the Krieg.
The only player on the B side of the map, too. No one over there.
Imagine if James went down there. That would have been really bad. He is staying out there, though. Look at him. They're worrying about that. They're going to stack the A site now. And it's a move that can work, because going B, lurking B definitely is not always going to happen.
James so smart. He literally just put so much pressure on mid, threw that smoke, took so many op shots that it scared them off of B. He made them think that a second player rotated to B, and no one's at B.
And there he is.
Yeah.
That's wild. Now we've got Sanji looking to punish the grenade execute. Beautiful stuff. Oh. Cadian finally delivers an impact frag. There we go. Keeping his team in the game. That could have been a full deletion in the meantime. Adren by blue. And the trades continue.
James is on the ramp now. He's everywhere. Easter tag again. He's been really performing very well in these recent rounds, as Sean said, but he's got a lot on his hands here. 20 seconds to go. Find these kills. He knows where one player is. He's trying to bait the trade, but James is enough. 3 kills from James. What a sick round from James. This is the AWP's paradise, and James is showing us why.
His presence on the map, he's just everywhere. Like, it's so hard to deal with him on Dust 2. It's so hard.
Yeah. It's interesting seeing how AVANGAR deal with people running their own execute. First you had Keycurt making a one-way in the smoke on the ramp. Then you have Sanji going around the smoke, as people are often doing, punishing the T's for executing their grenade setups. But anyway, we've got to push into long from Heroic, and AVANGAR will try to avert disaster, it seems, by falling away. Looks like Sanji wanted to go back maybe with a pop flash play, but that is inviting a lot of variance, which you really don't need in overtime. Don't have that many rounds to recover from it. They're 1-for-1 at present, so they will limit the variance on this occasion and take shorts instead.
This round is an important teaching tool to everyone watching. You see how AVANGAR retook Catwalk right there? They didn't fall back into spawn and sight and just sit there. People in Pugs love just playing like the middle. Getting owned.
They love to get owned.
They love falling off of long A and just... I don't even know.
Oh. How does he hit some of these shots? Amazing stuff. James is so good. Oh god, there's so much delay with this. The utility coming in from AVANGAR. Just like a constant air raid from them. And finally the bomb can be planted. Somewhat of a good plant considering the positioning. But look at the health here. Double Molotov remaining though on Heroic. That could be a godsend. We'll see if they're able to use those effectively. AVANGAR set up for the retake right now. Nice late molly. Next one should be coming in soon. Good flick from Cadian. Oh wow, alright. So AVANGAR getting crushed. Yeah, you don't want to peek James though.
Yeah, he's so fast.
That bomb is ticking.
It's crazy what 1 centimeter can do.
These players, Adren trying to make his way towards the site, doesn't quite get there, and that should be the round over. 1-for-1 in the first half of overtime. James holding on to his statistics as well as the AWP. Just keep growing.
Just kills everyone.
32 rounds, 10 deaths. Why
That's such a shot. Like,
he dies in 1/3 of the rounds. Everybody else is 15 plus. Mostly in the 20s.
He almost never has more deaths than like round losses, which is insane. Most people die more than the amount of rounds lost.
Big fight for long. This time they stay a little longer. 3 versus 3 with 1:40 on the clock. Normally favors the T side. 2 players in that long position. They've pushed through B from AVANGAR. Sanji focusing on a short position, taken down from below. James and Buster remain AWP for each. James is scoped in on short. Not sure if he's been heard. Maybe he's been heard from long. We've got S-tag by blue. But where do you choose to go? You know that the snipers remain on both sides of the map. Buster has started to rotate towards mid though. Seems that Borup will be the Boy Scout. Got his magnifying glass out. And his thermos. And his brown socks pulled up high. And he's out for a little journey.
Are they going to throw these smokes? Borup's going to walk into B. And then they're going to go B? That would be a really cool mid-game call.
okay, Borup.
Indeed.
There he goes, walking. Little countryside stroll. The picnic basket. And here's the running. There's the peak. Beautiful. And that's B under lock and key. 20 seconds to go. James turns his attention towards B. And he has been played for a full. Will he die though? Probably not. Oh, he does. He actually dies.
He just sinks into the ground of CT spawn.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you think about it, with some of the bugs on Mirage, for example, you could crawl into a wall.
Yeah.
Just literally hide inside a wall. 17 to 16. Man, that would have been a great way to save. People probably did that. I'm sure I did that in that bug. By the crawl space was the thing.
Next gun to come into the game in Blowtorch, you can sub worms mode. It's
Sometimes you would spawn in the middle of mid in a wall in Mirage in matchmaking. 16 to 17 for AVANGAR.
And CS:GO X Worms would be pretty sick. CS:GO with the Worms arsenal.
You know what's a glitch we haven't had in a while?
In an arcade mode, it would be cool. Yeah.
Where you just like spawn with the other team or something like that. Or like spawn in the bomb site. That happened for a little bit.
Yeah,
it
we've
was
had some weird
rare.
ones. Spawning with the other team spawning behind a door in mid on Mirage was a thing.
That hasn't happened in a long time.
I love those crazy bugs that we've had.
My favorite was when the bomb didn't spawn.
Oh yeah, that's happened. That's happened a few times. That happened in the pro match once, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it was with Renegades. I think they got.
Did they realize it?
I think they got wrecked by it. I think they got into a spot where they like took the site and then suddenly realized that the bomb didn't exist.
Yeah, there was no bomb.
And so I don't know how that was.
I've seen one with
I think it was that
complexity where Shazam was looking for the bomb in B-Site Inferno, but it fell through the floor.
Yeah.
And like he couldn't find it. It was like on radar, but he couldn't find it.
There we go. They escape James' revenge as well. Heroic have a chance of winning this map.
Yeah.
We've been focusing on how strong AVANGAR have looked, although we have noted that the Heroic team looks good, but I feel like it's been, despite the score, it's felt very AVANGAR. But they're behind.
Dude, Isatag is really good, man.
Having so much impact.
He's really good. Oh my god, he's so good. He's been doing so well in the AWP, I didn't expect to see that. That position's always annoying to deal with. And that's Davin taking liberties. He's got the control of Upper Dark. There's no options for AVANGAR now, at least no unknown options. Good kill from James to at least keep Heroic somewhat more accountable in this round. Keycurt trying to make some inroads towards A will get shut down, and there's really nothing left to do. James, maybe it is time to save once again. See if he can get some damage. Great shot.
He's got 40 seconds.
This is the map where if you have an AWP on the T side, it's 1v4 that you see those clutches happen. It is the map for this kind of thing.
Bomb location, though, is what makes this so difficult. How is he going to get that and get back to the site?
He's got to just run now already. He's got to just actually just run.
Yeah.
Which really sucks. There's like no way around that if you want to go for the round win. But maybe he's thinking about the save at this point. I think, I mean,
what's
there's
the
no
money
time
situation?
Now. Well, if you buy an AWP, you're always a bit screwed on money, so in the other times.
Man, would you look at that? Heroic now has a chance to close this out in OT.
Yeah, that
coming back.
That'll be a huge surprise.
Do you want to change your prediction, James?
Absolutely not. Can you imagine a roasting I'd get from AVANGAR Twitter every time I picked against them at a major? I got roasted. Yeah,
they're definitely keeping an ear to our predictions.
Yeah, but I mean, they know how much of a fan I am, so it is an anime betrayal.
They're like match little poster things that they made. Have you seen those?
No, I think so.
Oh my god, whoever makes those is so good. Like the artistic ability of that person.
I'll have a look for them.
Really cool.
Right then, we've got game point for Heroic. The first game point for them. AVANGAR have had chances and they have failed. Now we have a potential upset on the first map. Let's not forget those odds that Pinnacle had earlier on.
Yeah, I mean, this is an upset game for sure. Like when we were talking about it pre-game, like Heroic, these players, firstly, Danish Counter-Strike players, but secondly, these guys, the way they showed us, you know, that win against Big, like they did so many complicated things you shouldn't expect a team that's effectively a new team to be able to do. So I'm curious what this team is going to look like in just a month, if they're already this good.
Those are them. Oh.
Just clearing out some space towards
wow.
Catwalk.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There's a bunch of them, though.
Sean just showed me the posters. I have not seen those, but those are amazing.
So
oh,
good.
the HE is glorious. And imagine how much more it could have done. Imagine. These are the HEs I've been looking for so long, and the smoke's not even up yet.
Oh, that's a good smoke.
It's a really good smoke. What are you going to do about that? That's going to kill so many timings for AVANGAR. have to really push through it. You're fully committed, and they've got all the utilities. They're pushing through it, and there it is. First kill goes to Stavin. Not even attempting the plant just yet. The pre-fire from Stavin is going to be good for another one. He's got his teammates rattling off shots as well. Looks like they should be good for this. It is just the end boss. The raid boss is Jaime, and he takes one to the face. Heroic steal away. Map 1. Impressive stuff from the Danes.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see it coming. Like, during the match, obviously Heroic had a really good first half. We said they got 7 rounds, right? They won the pistol in the second half. Things looked good. And then AVANGAR stabilized. And it felt like they were in control up until, you know, EasyTag had that mid-round aggression where he ran out mid, and he took over the game to get them to overtime.
Yeah, he's definitely MVP.
This was such a solid performance by Heroic, honestly.
Considering that they had one of their players struggling for pretty much the entire map as well, on the map where you could argue, needs to deliver more than most. Well, I guess S-Tag picked up the reins in terms of the AWP, but that's even more impressive, especially against AVANGAR, to have to kind of pull your weight more to cover one of your teammates. Really, really strong performance from Heroic.
Yeah, AVANGAR can't be sad or ashamed or anything like that at all for losing this game of Dust 2, because Heroic played lights out. We saw great strats, good tactics, good cohesion, and as you say, the S-Tag, great performance from him, stepping up massively towards the end to really pull Heroic over the line. And Sanji as well. We did see some pretty disgusting stuff from Sanji as
great
expected.
pistol highlights at the beginning. Yeah, it's hard to remember them. The game went on for so long, but it was very engaging from start to finish, and indeed it is going to be Heroic who take the first map of the series. And I think this is the most interesting game we can get now, with them having an upset on Dust 2. AVANGAR really got to pull their socks up now and try and take it to Vertigo, which I hope it certainly gets there. We'll find out soon enough if it does. We've got a few minutes break, and then we'll have more action between these two teams.